friends, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute, I apologize. Not that anybody's life was hanging in the balance without me making videos about whiskey, but I am quite happy to be here doing it yet again. And today, a very exciting one, at least for me, we are going to do the Balvenie 14 year. Why I'm excited? I did the 12 year before. If you're new here, you might want to go check that one out. The 12 year was chef's kiss. The 12 year was enough to make you want to rob a bank so that you could get your hands on as many bottles as possible. The 14 year clocks in just a bit more expensive. I believe this bottle was $120 or $129. I think if this is something that I end up enjoying, this is a perfect bottle for a family get-together or some type of holiday with Thanksgiving right around the corner. I'm already thinking about that. We've got Thanksgiving, then Christmas, obviously. Lots of stuff goes on with families around these times, and a nice bottle is always a pleasant gift. So we have ourselves a cairn filled. Very excited about. Take a peek at that color if you don't mind. Isn't that gorgeous? Really love that color. You can see you got some legs here, so expect it to be slightly oily. This particular iteration of the Balvenie, like we've said, is 14 years. It is aged in rum casks. I will expect, I would imagine, some sweetness to come out of this as a result, possibly some fruit. The Balvenie 12 year I find to be very warm and nutty, a very mild flavor. It goes outstanding with a cigar. One of my absolute favorite whiskeys to pair with a cigar. I think my favorite pairing thus far has been the Rocky Patel Connecticut? No, Rocky Patel Sun-Grown. Or is it the Decade? One of the Rocky Patels is absolutely outstanding with the Balvenie 12 year. I hope that this is going to be one that I can add to that lineup. So that is plenty of prologue. Let's get this on the nose. There's like a citrus right away. I don't know if citrus is the right word, but a brightness that isn't, almost apple. I wonder if it's an apple. Definitely has some, yes, that brightness to me comes across as apple. It's quite nice. Definitely getting a bit of the ethanol coming off, so it does give you a little bit of sting there. I don't imagine this would be very hot of a drink, but we'll see. I can get a little bit of wood. I can get a little bit of, it's not a nuttiness, but there's a mild spice. Maybe a malt, who knows. Oh, it's very nice. I'm quite excited about this. Let's get it down and get our first taste. Slunch. Not as mild as the 12 year if we're making that comparison. Definitely get some dried fruit though. Maybe a mango, maybe some orange peel there. It's very nice. But it has a bit more heat than does the 12. A little bit of spice to it, a little bit of pepper even. And the finish is warm, the finish is bright, similar to the nose. The finish makes a ton of sense. Maybe a touch of dark chocolate, just a little bit of bitterness on the finish, which I actually really enjoy. Let's have one more. Yes, seal of approval. I like this one very much. Is it slap your mama good? You know, I gotta say, I think I like the 12 year better. That's my palate. This could be right up your alley with the bright notes up front, with some dried fruit, with the dark chocolate, maybe orange peel, just a touch of bitterness on the end. And when I say bitterness, I don't mean that pejoratively. This is just a flavor profile that brings you down from that bright up front feeling and nose, that bright dried fruit, that sweetness up front. It brings you down into that bitter finish, and it's not an offensively bitter finish at all. It's quite nice. It's an experience like this. It's like going up, here's where you start, whew, and you come down to this nice mild gradient of a finish. Yeah. I think you could definitely put this with a cigar. You'd want something that has, I would think, you could go one of two ways. You could really off balance it with a dark full-bodied wrapper, very oily type of wrapper might be kind of nice, or something much more in the pepper house, something that's a little bit more of a pepper bomb, not full on the way, but I think that would be a nice complement, where a dark full-bodied wrapper, oily, that's going to be a nice offset. I think I would go with that version. I would probably go with a darker wrapper, but I think this is absolutely a nice drink. This is something that would go quite well with some hors d'oeuvres, something nice and light as you're having your holiday get-togethers. And I hope you are having some holiday get-togethers. I hope you have a wonderful holiday time. This is one that might be great. I wouldn't say this complements a Thanksgiving meal. I would say something more along the lines of hors d'oeuvres, appetizers, that type of thing. I would reach for one of these. So for our family, this goes more with Christmas than it does with Thanksgiving. If I were going to reach for something from the Balvenie on Thanksgiving, it would be the 12. But again, that is my palate, and that is the way that we have our meals situated. Yours could be completely different, and that's totally fine. That is it for today. Thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate any of you who hit that like button or subscribe button up until this point. We'll have a lot more coming. I do thank you for your patience, even though I'm sure I have not been on your mind in my absence, because I am not that arrogant. But thank you very much for being with me here today. It was a lot of fun. I will see you on the next video, and until then, of course, to good friends and good spirits. Cheers.